How's it going, guys? Carl Spazza here, Drumming for All. We are going to do our regular monthly raffle announcement video. I've got the tickets right here. But we are going to do things a little bit differently today. Today is going to be a video about sort of me sharing my excitement about the program and the future of the program, and expressing some ideas to you guys that I have never expressed before on camera. We're also going to talk about merch, because I've got the Drumming for All sweater here. This is my potentially controversial Metronome is God sweater. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's just a, it's just a joke. The idea that if you're a drummer, you are to worship the metronome. A friend of mine brought it to my attention that maybe that would be controversial or offensive, and that kind of plays into what I said about how I'm going to be talking about some things today that I've never talked about before on camera, because I was an atheist for as long as I can remember, but I also had what I would consider to be kind of a spiritual awareness or something, like the idea that there is a higher power, there is something else going on. I just didn't think it was a dude with a beard on a cloud, and I used to hate using the word God because to me it meant that. I've come around to using the term God, even though I'm not talking about a guy on a cloud. And for me, I'm talking about like the universe as a whole, and anybody who takes offense to that or is affected by the idea that I don't believe in their particular God, I would say let's hang out and talk about it, and not let ourselves be affected by our differences, and instead try to find the many similarities that we have. That's partially what the incense is about. I don't even know if you can see it on camera. because this is something that I do. It's I love the smell. I always have. It's easier to meditate. It really zooms or narrows your focus, and lets you pray or meditate or whatever. And these are things that I do off camera, and these are things that I'm going to start doing on camera. I'm going to start celebrating this part of my life that gives me the courage and the joy of knowing that the program is going in the right direction, and knowing that it is working and that it is going to work, and that the very special things that are coming down the line in 2023 are going to work the way that I'm hoping that they're going to work. So I'm going to be a little bit more open in these monthly videos about who I am, where I'm at personally, as well as where the program is. And as funny as it might seem, and as benign as it might seem, this idea of metronome is God, I think that it's all interconnected. A message like this doesn't offend me, it doesn't affect me, and I hope that it doesn't affect you. And if you're a drummer, which if you're watching this you probably are, that you can appreciate this idea that as a drummer the metronome is your North Star for sure, unquestionable. And not that it's necessarily related 100%, but I've had experiences with guitar players in the past who had made comments like, "Oh, I don't use a metronome," or "Oh, I hate the metronome." And I knew already before I even started playing with them that I was not going to have a good experience playing with them, and I was right, because just because you're the guitar player and not the drummer doesn't mean you don't have to worship what the metronome is saying to you. The concept of perfect timing is for all instruments, not just the drummer. The drummer is the one representing the time, but you as a guitar player are still responsible for staying in time and keeping the time and focusing on the time. And you can tell the good musicians from the bad ones based on their relationship with their metronome. So metronome is God, and I love that so much, and it puts a smile on my face every time I see it. Link is in the description below for the Drumming for All store, where you guys can get this shirt or sweater. We got a bunch, and if you go to that store and you see stuff that you kind of like, but you would want the logo to be in a different spot or the design to be a little bit different, or if you have an idea for a design, just send me an email. The email is also in the link. The link is in the description below. And shoot me an email and tell me what your idea is, and we're probably going to put it on a shirt, to be honest with you, because I want to grow that store, and I want there to be 100 designs, 1,000 designs of cool drum related content, memes, stuff that's funny, stuff like this. This is our big beautiful logo, and I want to see this thing everywhere. We've got a mug that actually one of the winners of the raffle from a couple months ago, he won an item from the store. He wanted the mug, and he had an idea for the mug, and so I went and changed it. I actually changed the idea based on what he said, because it was devil horns. I should probably have it with me right now, but I don't. That's okay. It's the devil horns made of drumsticks, and he said it should say "Drummers stick together." Perfect. If that's now the official mantra of the Drumming for All program. Drummers stick together. It's literally perfect. You guys are drummers, and you are donating to the program, helping drummers. Drummers stick together. It doesn't get any better than that. And that kind of plays into ultimately what I'm getting at here is that I'm very excited about the program. I think that everything that's happening is totally meant to be. And instead of me downplaying or not discussing with you guys the importance of the program in a spiritual way, I'm going to open up real quick about why I think that that's the case. I am of the belief that we are all very important on this planet, because everything we do and everything we say has an effect on our world, which then carries over into the future. So every second of every day, you are affecting the future of your entire species, and maybe it's little things, but those little things really, really add up. Not flicking somebody off when they cut you off to you might seem like not a big deal, and it's kind of annoying. You don't really want to do it because you're pissed because they cut you off. But if you take that second and you just remember that they're a person, maybe it was an accident, if they were a loved one, you'd probably forgive them. Why can't you forgive them without them having to be a loved one? And that's happened to me before, and I've driven by and the person gives me this really sad, scared, worried face of like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But because the face I'm giving back to them is it's okay, as I'm driving past them, I see them smile like, oh, it's okay. And then who knows what kind of impact that ultimately is going to have on that person's day, and therefore their week, and therefore their life. If something simple like that is going to have an impact on the whole world and the future of our species, having the Drumming for All program grow and succeed and getting drum lessons to kids around the world that can't afford them is going to have a very large, a very wonderful impact. If you're watching this, it means you're a drummer. Think about the joy that you have gotten from being a drummer every second of playing, but then also, even materialistic stuff, which we'll get to in a second with this box here. It's fun to open up a new snare or open up, buy a new drum set and open it up, or get a new cymbal, or even stands. I get excited about the thing I got super excited about one time was when the band was, I was in that cover band and we were doing shows. So I went and I spent a couple $100 on a really legitimate tote, like big hard plastic tote for my hardware, just to hold my hardware, so I could just carry all my hardware in one shot. And I was like drooling over this big plastic box, because of how excited I was that it was going to be able to hold my gear. My gear wasn't going to get ruined. I'm taking care of my equipment. So it's it's okay to be excited about that kind of stuff too. And ultimately, it's the idea that we are drummers and that we get all this joy from playing drums and being drummers and getting new equipment, we are bringing that joy to people, and mostly kids, but some adults, mostly kids around the world, that otherwise would not have those experiences. We are creating joy where otherwise there wouldn't be any, or potentially where there would be the opposite of joy, and we are occasionally and potentially replacing depression with happiness. We don't have any vets that have taken us up on our offer yet, but we do offer free drum lessons to veterans. And the main reason is because I have had some conversations with veterans, and I've heard the stories of how hard they get hit with depression and anxiety and stuff like that from the shell shock that they get from being overseas or being in those environments. And we have the opportunity to replace that anxiety and replace that worry and fear with joy and happiness, and and it's something that you guys all know as drummers, and it's something that we get to bring to the world. So I'm not going to be so quiet anymore about feeling like we are doing an amazing thing. We are changing the world, literally, because we all do it every second of every day. But when we do this, when we have this program running, we're changing the world in actually a pretty big way, a pretty significant way. If we have a student in California who is taking lessons with the program, and I won't get into too many specifics for the sake of people's anonymity, but this young man, I want to say he's like 9. His mother would not be able to afford lessons if it wasn't for the program. He's taking lessons. He loves it. She talks about how excited he gets and how much fun he's having with the drum lessons. And recently I was doing what I do as the program director, and I was trying to find a drum set to be able to send it to him for the holidays. And a man donated his drum set that he was selling, and he gave it to us for free. He donated his drum set. His name is Ed. Thank you, Ed. I don't think he'll mind being shouted out like that. And he donated the drum set, and yesterday I shipped it out. Here is a very unceremonious picture of the box. I probably could have done a better job maybe filming boxing it up, but I tend to think about those things after the fact. Somebody donated the drums. The program has the funds to pay for the shipping, and we shipped off a drum set, and he's going to be opening that drum set probably next week, and he's going to have it before Christmas. Maybe his mom will wrap it and put it under the Christmas tree. That is generating an untold amount of joy, uncalculable, unquantifiable amount of happiness that is going to reverberate through his life, my life, your life, for many years to come, for many decades to come, for many millennia to come. That's something that I had never shared before. This idea that I believe in, and now I'm doing it. Everything you say, everything you do reverberates through all of time. It really does. It can't not, because the example of not flicking somebody off on the road after they cut you off, you have no idea what kind of effect that's going to have on a person. I've cut somebody off accidentally, and somebody flipped me off, and it plunged me into anger and frustration and all these negative emotions. Well, how am I supposed to know how many different things occurred throughout the rest of my day that occurred that way because I was in a negative headspace, right? And I'm a happy guy, and I live a fantastic life, and I'm a very, very lucky person, and I have plenty of things to be happy about. And even still, I could have let those negative feelings in that moment affect my day. Imagine people who are dealing with trauma and dealing with serious emotional issues and real life situations, and poverty and sickness and all these horrible things that we all have to deal with all the time. Some people are living it, and that person getting flicked off is going to affect them way more. But that person getting a friendly, hey, don't worry about it, from the person that they cut off, they might take a really huge deep breath and actually relax, and then the next few steps of theirs are going to be different. And they might have a better conversation with a loved one 5 minutes later than it ever would have been if that hadn't have happened. Your actions, your words, they affect the world. They affect the future. I'm going to stop pretending like I don't feel that way. And I'm going to start including those kinds of messages in these videos when I do the raffle announcements and when I do the unboxing, which let's get to it now. So our monthly raffle winner, obviously you guys know I like to shake this up. Shake it up, baby. Twist and shout. Okay, not looking. Shaking it up. Right here. This one. That's our winner. David. Ooh, David V. Awesome, dude. David, shoot. Okay, David V did not. I should have taken these out. David V did not donate this month. He donated last month, and I forgot to take these out. Okay, this is real life right here. You're witnessing it. You're watching it. So David, you better believe I'm going to send you a email telling you that you would have won. That was a one-time donation, and of course I put those in. Forgot to take those out. But that, I do believe that is the only one. Okay, so I'll put that there. Now we're picking a winner because this is for the people that donated in November. Dude, that's so funny. It's like, David, you won. Oh, you didn't win. Okay. If this is David again, I'm going to be like freaking out. David L. Oh, that's another David. Okay. I want you guys to see this so you know. David L versus David V. Okay, David L. You won. Okay, I will reach out to David. That is awesome. He is actually a recent donor. That's pretty cool. So, all right, I'll reach out to David L and also David V and give him a hard time about it. Okay, so congratulations to David. Thank you so much for everybody that donates. Obviously, that's what it's all about. That's what makes us. The money that I spent on shipping a drum set that was donated to the program to the young man in California, that money only exists from the donations. And David V's one-time donation helps a lot, so I don't want to downplay that at all. Of course, anybody who donates a one-time donation, that is a really big deal, and it's much appreciated. Those recurring monthly donations tend to have a bigger impact in the long term, which is why we kind of emphasize those and focus on those and pray for those. But we cannot shy away from any donation at all, and every single dollar that comes in, it goes towards keeping the program running. Our little bit of overhead has to be taken care of, as well as these shipping costs and this kind of stuff. So you guys, it's all thanks to you. Let's pop this open now. This is not really Drumming for All related, but it is Saluda related, and you guys know that I absolutely love Saluda cymbals. So Saluda, if you don't know, Saluda has a trade-in program, so you can, and if you need help with this, feel free to ask me, because I am more than happy to help my students and people that want to do trade-ins, and I can just kind of walk them through it. But basically, you reach out to Jamie at Saluda Cymbals. He's the one who's going to answer the phone if you call, which is one of the many reasons why I love them. You can actually talk to them. You send him an email with the cymbals that you have that you want to trade in. He'll give you a price for them. And then if you want to do the trade-in based on that price that he gives you, he will send you a shipping box with the label on it and everything. So they pay for the shipping and the packaging material if you don't have it, and you can ship out your cymbals and then trade them in, and he will send you your new cymbals. So let me just. So in this case, I did a trade-in. As you can see probably back there, I don't have any hi-hats because the hi-hats that I had, the Saluda hats that I had, I liked them, but I wanted smaller hats because if you look at my configuration, I have my hi-hats right in the middle, and so it would behoove me to have smaller hi-hats because then I can bring my toms a little bit closer together. So I went from 14-inch hi-hats to these are 13-inch, and also my nickname for my drum set, if you don't have a nickname for your drum set, name your drums, okay? How can you be in tune with your instrument if you haven't named her? This is the Green Goddess. And then as it would happen, potentially it was meant to be, so Luda came out with a cymbal line called the Green Goddess. That's this green one here. And these are gorgeous, and they're dry. I haven't, the only ones that I've played is this ride and now these hats, but I know from videos and stuff that the Green Goddess line are very dry, which I tend to really like, and these are 13-inch, so they're going to be even like higher pitched and even drier and choppier, and I'm really excited about that. So, and at the same time, I also took in cymbals from a student of mine, and as it would happen, again, here's another example of things just, it's meant to be, man. When it's meant to be, it's meant to be, and the universe just lines up for you, and it's a beautiful thing. I happen to have an in-person lesson with this young man today, and this box was delivered today, so I get to bring him his cymbals today. It would have been cool if he had won. They donate to the program as well. That would have been cool, but I guess that wasn't meant to be. David was meant to win. There's cymbals in here too that are not mine that I will be delivering today. Sticker. I love reading this letter. Oh, this is not what I thought it was. This is just a reminder that they do a trade-in program. I got a letter once from them when I got that China that said that the cymbal needs time to cure. So whatever sound you get out of it is not going to be the exact sound that it's going to have over the next couple weeks and eventually as its final sound, because the cymbal is still curing, because these are custom-made cymbals. This is the hat too, I could feel it. Oh yeah. Ugh. Look, if that's not your cup of tea, green tea in this case, then that is totally fine, but my goodness, that is something gorgeous. I should say bottom on here or top. I'm guessing this is the top. Usually he writes it with like a Sharpie. This has got to be the top because it's lighter, so it has to be heavier on the bottom. All right. Get it together, Jamie. Just kidding. One man's packing material is another man's compost. And then the Green Goddess Crash. This is for my student. That's real burn. That hasn't cured, you can hear it. Oof, that's gonna sound so good. Twist and shout. So I will deliver these. So I got this camera. Watch it closely as I put these on. Oh, look at that extra space I'm gaining. Come on, baby. Now again, these need time to cure. But I do want to hear them right out of the gate, and you guys can hear them too. super dry. Okay. Needs time to cure. You can tell it needs time to cure. But man, they're so friggin' adorable too, by the way. Lest we forget to appreciate beauty. And can you really see them from there? Does that help at all? Now you can really see the color. Because they're beautiful. That green. And look how well they... Ugh, do you see what I see? Oh, they look so good. So, if you are a monthly subscriber, this is something special only for our monthly subscribers. You can be entered to win. Obviously, every month we do the raffle. We can get it. We can see what David wants out of the raffle items. We've got the splash. We've got the snare. We've got stuff from the merch shop. Whatever he wants. Oh, turn my mic back up. But the other thing that our monthly subscribers get is access to a whole bunch of awesome coupon codes, including a coupon code for Saluda. That code used to be public. Now it's private. It's something that we are giving just to our monthly donors. So if you do donate monthly, then you get access to that coupon code, and you can get 10% off any Saluda cymbals that you buy. And so huge shout out to Jamie, of course, and Saluda, because I love these things, man. There's so many reasons why people should consider switching to Saluda. They look good. They sound good. You can get somebody on the phone to actually help you out, pick the right cymbals for you. They're always doing discounts, and they're always doing like specials and deals. And they have the lifetime warranty on the cymbals. If you crack or chip the cymbal on the outside, no matter how old the cymbal is, they will fix it for you, or they will replace it. You can't beat that, man. Go get that from Sabian. I dare you. They're not going to do it. So there's a reason why I sing the praises of Saluda. They're walking the walk big time. All right, so I'll leave it at that. This is a pretty long video. I hope you guys are still sticking around. I very much appreciate it, and thank you for donating. Thank you for being a part of this journey. And 2023 is going to be a huge year for Drumming for All. I 100% guarantee it. And I want you guys to join me on this journey. Continue joining me on this journey, because you're going to watch what's going to happen. It's going to be awesome. So, all right, have a good day, and thank you guys so much. Bye.